What is going on, everyone? Ugh, this camera angle. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Give me one moment. I'm having some technical difficulties today. It's been a day. It's Thursday. No, why is StreamYard asking me, do I want to leave this site? I don't want to leave this site. Uh, what's going on, everyone? Hope you are good. Hope you are well. Happy Thursday. Got some parameters, some things to cover towards the tail end of this, but gonna save that for the end. For now, we've got an unboxing. Um, first of all, I want to give a shout out to I Smell, great channel, awesome channel. Check out Mike at the channel I Smell. The man is passionate. The man covers a good array of fragrances, and he's just a great guy. Captain, my captain, great to see you. Thank you for everything that you do. All the support is much appreciated between here, the Cannoli Mafia, everything. But you're here today. You're here right now, and I appreciate you. CK, great to see you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Juju, of course, the first lady of the Cannoli Mafia. Shout outs to I am Joey Cannoli, wherever you are. And shouts out to Juju for being Juju. Dana Malik, great to see you. No Stream Deck. I want you to remind me later to update all of my stuff. And of course, we have another special guest here. It is the reason why this video is happening today. It is Emily from Shelter in Perfume. So this is a Shelter in Perfume unboxing. No, it wasn't that I was going to be in a shelter wearing perfume. That's the name of the brand. And I've heard a lot of good things about it from a lot of people. And so it's piqued my interest and I'm ready to try this. So everyone here, please give Emily a welcome because this is like a really, really solid up and coming brand from what I've heard through the ranks. And, you know, there's been some collaborations too. And I know that these people in particular usually hit it out the park. So they don't put it like this: if they're collaborating with Emily, that means that she's doing something amazing. She's doing something right. And that other brand that I was talking about is City Rhythm. Niles, shouts out to Niles. Lewis from the UK, not Dan. Another great channel. Shouts out to Lewis. Great to see you, bro. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Y'all let me know what y'all scents of the day are. I was gonna wear one, but instead my scents of the day are gonna be this. As long as it's better than yeah. LOL, Captain. Yeah, no. I think this one's safe to say absolutely. The census is strong with this one. Cheers, Emily, Chris. Speaking of Chris's, shouts out to Chris the Canadian in Canada. I appreciate you for stopping by. Dana Malik, of course. Always great to see you. Yes, it's always sunny in Philadelphia and in Portland. So any state with the letter P, it seems to be sunny in. Also, shouts out to Carissa. Sun of the Day, Polo D. I don't mind that one. I still prefer gold, but I don't mind Blue Deep. Sun of the Day is something I'm testing. Good. Hey, Nazi Hated. Shout out to Nazi Hated for winning my Jersey off giveaway that I did. I'll be looking to still get that out to you by like tomorrow, bro. Just bear with me. I finally had the bandages come off of my stitches yesterday, so I don't have anything left. That was the last one right there, and it is officially gone. Not that that means anything other than now, like it's sealed up. That's basically it now. I still can't move my arm that much, and I actually ran into the wall today, so it kind of hurts. John, I've been looking. It's not bad. I do not mind it. But it's great to have my family here right now. We're gonna go ahead and so the first thing that I opened is, if you'd like to experience the fragrances unencumbered by expectation, open this last. If you'd like to experience the fragrance, oh, okay. So either way, it's basically telling me if I want to experience the fragrance unencumbered by expectation, then open this last. I'm assuming maybe this may be a breakdown of the notes and everything. So I like this because this almost already reminds me of like those books. I'm about to show my age. I know I'm a 90s kid, but it used to be books that you could like when you're reading it, and then it'll be you could pick your own ending or your own story. So then it'll be like turn to page 3 if you want this. You know, if you want to go to the left side of the tunnel, go to page 3. If you want to go to the right, go to page 9. Cartoon Kid. That is not Cartoon Kid. That's nauseated. Cartoon Kid. Percival. Great fragrance. Also, great to see you. I saw a nauseated saying something. I have to. What's that one like? Nauseated. Let me know what your scent of the day is like. I know what your scent of the day is, but tell me what it's like. Okay, I have Profundo. Probably pass on it. Thank you, by the way, Emily. I appreciate that. It's a slow journey. We're still within a month, but also I kind of agree with Captain on that Polo Deep Blue. It kind of is a little bit like Profundo. Choose your own perfume adventures. Exactly. Pass. Goosebumps books. Exactly. So then the next thing that I'm grabbing, I gotta be careful because my address is on here. Maybe a card of some sort. It is a card. Okay. Okay. Stage delicate. So this was a nice personal card, personal touch. I appreciate that from any brand. Gotta say, awesome job. And now the final part that we're actually here for is the fragrance. This is like how the sample pack would come, if you will. Let me just make sure there's nothing else because sometimes when I do these throws and everything, I don't double check. But yeah, so you get the plastic and it's sealed. It's sealed forward and then the sticker's there. So, and then there's her logo, which is good. And since I don't have a box, there we go. So, here we go. Shelter in Perfumes. And there is Extra, there is L, and there is Heart Spark. Now, Heart Spark, I know, is the City Rhythm collaboration with Niles. L, I've heard a little bit about L, and Extra, I've heard absolutely nothing. Composable packaging, if that's your lifestyle. Exactly. It was very very like protected, you know, but at the same time, it wasn't like with bad materials that could like ruin the environment, if that makes sense. So we are gonna get into it. Also, I see Juju saying something. Goosebumps in the Night of the Living Dummy was terrifying. It was. Goosebumps as a whole. It was one of those things where like I was afraid, but then you know, I as much as it scared me, I just wanted to get back into it. Um Lewis, if you're funny, say that because you don't really know. Uh Before I get into this, just so this way I don't sound crazy with like pricing and everything, uh Emily, if you can you please let me know how much like a sample set would normally run? Um, composable packaging, if that's your lifestyle. The Night by Mall. That is one of the few that I actually do enjoy. Juju, I remember that one. Getting JPG vibes. And I still haven't gotten my nose on it yet. If you like Oud Isfahan. All right, so Extra. The alternative too is that I can. Oh wait, Yes, $4 to $5 for 2 ml. So these are 2 mls. I'm assuming $4 to $5. So I think you're already winning captain over Emily just from that. Uh Extra and L are $50 for 30 ml. Hot Spark is $70 for 30 ml. There we go. So I like to get an understanding, or I mean, just clear out the way with the brands before they the proper pricing, if you will. You know what? I'm gonna do Heart Spark because I know that at the end of the day is the new hotness. That's the new fragrance, and this is a collaboration between two indie niche brands that you don't really see indie niche brands and fragrances collaborating. Um, Niles, and then they're both up and coming. They're both like actual really good creators of fragrances and conveying what they want out of their fragrances. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the inspiration behind Heart Spark, and if there are a few minutes when I drop the link, like I do at the end of all my videos, if Emily and or Niles would like to come on, if Niles is even here, then I'd love for that. So I'm gonna like not ramble for too long on here, just so this way that happens. Or if anybody has any questions too, they could come on and ask Emily, because at the end of the day, we're just here to network. Okay, that's the pricing, and Trailblazers, exactly like Portland. Uh, Hopefully, though, this fragrance is better than how Portland is playing right now. I'm sorry I had to. I mean, I'm a Lakers fan. My Lakers aren't doing much better, but still love either way. Udin's Fahan is a bit synthetic. Sure thing. I love that. Perfect. All right. Yeah, this is the Miami. So Hot Spark is Niles, who created Miami Danimal, and Emily from Shelter and Perfumes. They got together, combined, made a fragrance called Hot Spark. Danimal has smelled Miami, I believe, so that's why I think I was able to get him a sample of that. So first of all, my hand is like right there, right? For like distance wise, it's just shifted. I smell it. I smell it. It's good. It's like an actual airiness to it that is like really, yeah, okay. So there's like, I'm trying to think of an aromatic quality to this right now going on, but it is fruity. And as I bring it closer, I'm getting a little bit more of this floral texture, some sort of spice. The fruit isn't like bergamot. The fruit in here, mm, the fruit in here is almost like a something sweeter, like almost a berry. Not cherry, because cherries have a certain tinge to it. It's almost like a berry with maybe some sort of lemon or lime or bergamot, but like the dominance of like I see this and I get red, and maybe it's because the color of the juice. There's like floral aspects to this too. It slowly does, not slowly. It's already opening up into floral facets. If I feel like there's some sort of white floral, maybe jasmine in here, but I get like a rose texture, not like a deep red rose, but there's a really full rose, almost like picked right after it had just finished raining. And there's like a little bit of amber, vanilla, some sort of vibe because it's slightly warm, but it's not hot. This is something that could be worn in the spring if you're a guy. Not gonna lie, it kind of comes off a little bit more femme, but it may come off different depending on how the wearer, if you're a guy, it'll come off one way, and if you're a girl, it'll come off another. Good thing for Captain, there is no coconut. But this is almost like I picture, if you're a guy wearing this, I picture it like tuxedo ish. You have the flower, the corsage, and corset. I'm blanking. I'm sorry. The flower, in the pocket. I almost forgot that I'm in the middle of doing a whole live stream. Yes. Oh, okay. So there you go. The animal loves Miami from City Rhythm. Hey, Hills. Great to see you. Listening as much as I can while I work. Well, I hope you're having a good day at work. Thank you, Hills, for stopping by. Check out Hills and Yara at the Burrow Nerdy Fragrance Reviews. They cover a lot of indie niche artisanal fragrances too. See you later, Captain. Thank you for stopping by. Don't wear any coconut fragrances. Yeah, and as I'm wearing this, I'll also say it doesn't leave like a super sheen. It's a little bit of shine, but it's not uncontrollable. So that's another good thing for anyone. But yeah, this is a very balanced fragrance, though. I've smelled some fragrances recently that wouldn't be properly balanced or weren't balanced. This is a fragrance that I could easily say is like it's not just overloaded with rose or too much of one thing or spice. And it's almost rotating. So it's like, okay, a little bit of rose here. Okay, now a little bit of spice. Now a little bit of like woods or vanilla. Rich, great to see you. Check out Rich Mitch's channel. The man covers a lot of great vintage fragrances. And the man really knows his stuff. So I appreciate him and I like to tune in and watch his channel just because of what he has to say. He's whenever you've tried the fragrances that he's tried and he's actually pretty spot on with what he has to say, it means something. Lewis doesn't like coconut fragrances either. Or you don't like coconut or coconut fragrances? Because Captain likes coconut, but he doesn't like it. He feels that it would be better on women to wear it. Yeah, I'm interested in Hot Spark now. I'm gonna enjoy going through this sample. I feel it's perfect for the springtime, maybe even like that transitional fall, summer nights. A little Dawson Creek action, if you will. If that was a thing, I know Joey would appreciate that. But nah, Heart Spark is a pleasant surprise. I know this isn't like the first fragrance that Emily has done. This is the collaboration piece after already creating some fragrances. And while like me personally, I do prefer a little bit more greenness, a little bit more earth tones in my fragrances, whether it be, you know, vetiver, patchoulis dominated. This is something I can appreciate. This is a really solid collaboration right now. Dope analogy. Thank you, HB. Oh, you don't like coconut fragrances. Okay, good to know. Yeah, shouts out to Mike. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I could definitely say is that no matter what, I'm pulling my hand back to my nose every time. I'm like, ooh. Um, I'd have to spend a little bit more time with this, honestly. This and that's the sign of a good fragrance when I can't just break it apart and be like, okay, A, B, C, D, here's this. I know I like what I'm smelling, and I like the journey that this can at least eventually take you to. If in wearing this more, it's gonna take me where I think I will. Like I'll do more going forward. This is more so me unboxing it, giving you a chance to see what the samples are, introduce you all to Emily, introduce Emily to you all, maybe ask a few questions. Okay? Okay. Uh L. L L L. So I put L on this post. Shout out to Lewis. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat and the 69, because out of respect, most of us are in the cannoli mafia. Cannoli family for life. Okay, hold on. That's extra. Like literally that's extra. I think, and I don't know what concepts these were made by, but yeah, I will give her that. Like once you spray it, if I don't have to come up here in order to smell it, I could kind of be here or a little further even. I personally enjoy that. Okay, this is much more brighter. This is sunnier. If not that these two are, go hand in hand, but if this is like the morning sunrise, you're getting you're getting definitely like a peach and raspberry for sure here. Peach raspberry, almost like Yangling type of vibe, some lighter florals. This absolutely would be on a woman as a daytime signature scent, in my opinion. Me personally, I'm speaking. Um, Vanillas, maybe even musk, light musk. I'm not sure though. Maybe it's just that the vanilla is throwing it off. A little bit of woods, not like cedar though. Okay, so this definitely is like the sun rises, you have a house, maybe overlooking on a cove or something, and you have a little garden, and you're able to just go and open your door, go into the back, and you get that aroma from your fresh flowers, spring, summer, and you get like that mist, the ocean mist kind of, or the body of water mist that comes from a warmer day. And that's kind of what this would be. And then this would be the transitional into evening side, where it's a little bit spicier, a little bit richer. At this point, those flowers have kind of maybe even dried off a little bit more, because as I'm smelling it, it's transitioning. So yeah, that's kind of what I would get for this. I'd probably say I'd recommend this as a more so for the women. Man can't pull it off, but I think the use of like the peach and the raspberry. They're both very aromatic though. I'll give it that. Like it's able to go into the air and it's not going to be thick in the air. You know, some people smell certain fragrances and they'll be like, "Whoa, that's heavy. There is nothing about that can be done, you know?" Um Skels, great to see you. We are covering Shelter in Perfumes. This fragrance was L on this hand. The first one that I covered was Heart Spark. The Heart Spark is a collaboration with Niles from City Rhythm and her brand. And they're both like an indie niche brand. And yeah, I'm gonna look to have Emily on in a few minutes, so just bear with me because the last one is extra. And yeah, let's just see. I have no idea. I never even. Okay, this is definitely the deepest, the most rugged of the fragrances. This one is the most masculine, if you will. This kind of is cinnamon pronounced, almost like cinnamon, slightly sweet, but not like sugary sweet. This is giving me almost a chai tea vibe or a Bengal spice tea. If anyone, for those tea lovers, I mean, I know we were talking about tea yesterday on Joey's Cannoli and Coffee Morning Show, but that's kind of that initial spray. I get like a few woods and green in here. I mean, I like all three of these right now. I think though that the one that probably resonates the most with me would be Extra, followed by Heart Spark. But these are two totally different tones. Um, these are two totally different tones. Heart Spark is a lot more softer. Like this would probably be me during my emo phases. And then this is me when I actually decide I wanted to be vulnerable and and by that I mean Heart Spark. But like throughout the days. Hey, what's going on, Raf? Great to see you. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Hope you had a happy birthday yesterday. Please be safe, but I appreciate you for watching right now. And yeah, so I feel this would be like the most universal signature scent on the man. Probably 3 seasons so far, maybe even 4, just because of the heaviness. But it's not like a heavy fragrance, just there's deeper, richer notes going on with extra. It's extra. um yeah. So I'm gonna get Emily on, and anybody else is more than welcome to come in. I'm dropping the link right now. And let's have a conversation because at the end of the day, I have questions too. And I'm ready to ask them. Mm. I'm enjoying this though. And I hope y'all are having a great day. I know it's Thursday. We're wrapping up towards the end of the week. Um, and we have our first guest, ladies, gentlemen. It is the woman of the hour. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for
I am
sending
having
these my way.
something in the something in the background here.
It
Oh,
might be the YouTube tab. Yeah.
figured
There
it
we go.
out.
There we go. How are you doing?
Hi, nice to see you.
Same. Nice to smell your fragrances too, because I've heard, like I said, I've heard a lot. I've heard
Mhm.
a lot, but I haven't heard everything. Like I actually wanted to wait until like something like this till I could have a conversation with you. Also, let me adjust this really quick. But have a conversation with you and actually just ask. So like how long have you been working on Shelter and Perfumes? Um
I have had, it will be this summer, I will have had my shop for 2 years.
okay.
And I started before that, like, 6 months or something before, just messing around.
Got you, got you, got you. And what was like the inspiration for uh some of these? Like your first creations? Well, like let's say L. I'm not
Yeah,
sure if L was your first creation, but let's just say for the point of being here right now, what was
sure.
the inspiration for L?
So L is, I originally created it for a girlfriend of mine who, her name is Layla, so that's the L.
Got you.
And she and I have, she and I, we met at a job, and I learned that she is a refugee from the Bosnian War.
Hmm.
And through getting to know each other, like you just kind of mentioned, vulnerability. And so she and I kind of really helped each other through some difficult, emotional stuff. Um,
Hmm.
Most of our struggles are not being war refugees, but
Right.
so I wanted to create something for her that would feel very uplifting, like being able to let go of the burden of all of the trauma that goes with living through a war, not being able to go home to your home country for yes, you're right, it is spelled with a J. That's
The
right.
animal knows.
And being homesick, uh, and your heart just being broken. And I think that's something that anybody can relate to. You don't have to have lived through a war to
Right.
feel homesick, to need your heart healed, to miss someone or miss a place or something. And so my thought going into it was to incorporate different fruits and
Hmm.
flowers and things that are native to Bosnia. So I think that you mentioned a white floral, and indeed it is. The golden lily is the national
Okay.
flower of Bosnia.
Okay, okay, that's where the familiarity is then, because I'm not too familiar with lily. I'm actually familiar with actually the actual flower, because back when I was in Georgia, there was a woman that I was dating, and she wanted lilies, but her birthday was in September, and that's not when it's in season. And
Right.
I had to pay a lot of money for just 4 lilies. But the point being is that like they were in my car on the way to like go get her and take meet her at the cheesecake factory with her friends. Like it was a big arrangement thing. But the point being that that's okay. That's exactly where I was like, this isn't just jasmine. You know what I mean? Like, this is a different type of white floral, but I couldn't place it in my head at the time. So that makes sense now.
I
Okay.
love that you said at the beginning that it was like the sun coming up, because I in that sort of metaphorical sense of, like, you know a new day, or
Exactly.
letting go of all that pain that any of us have had or have, um,
Hmm.
and going into having your life again.
Right. Right. And I think that's very important just in general as people, especially. I mean, not just because of anyone could say, well, because of the times that we're in right now, we should all, look forward to the new day. And I mean, yes, of course, everyone experiences traumas and heartaches and heartbreaks, and dealing with the times that it is doesn't make it easier, but it's still something really nice to see, I mean, haircuts, fragrance, baths, or showers, certain
Yep.
things just provide a really good cleanse, meditation.
Yeah.
And so, uh, always like waking up, especially if you have something like with a sea of water around you, or going to the beach could be very therapeutic in itself. And so,
Yeah,
uh,
what you were describing was, it sounded like my house. I'm not, I'm a couple of hours away from the coast, but I do have a beautiful backyard that is full of fruit trees and
mm,
flowers of every kind. And so it is just, that is very much a feeling that I am
gotcha.
excited for, to come back to life, and not much longer. So yeah.
Right. And then the actual name brand, like Shelter and Perfume, because you mentioned about refugee and everything. Is that kind of what you're looking to do for your entire brand, or what was the concept behind Shelter and Perfume themselves?
Yeah, so the concept was, it was 2020, so we had
Mhm.
all of those shelter in place orders, right? And as it was just, you all were
Mhm.
there. It was just such a time of loss and heartbreak and
Right.
isolation. And I was thinking a lot about the potential in fragrance to transport us. And
Right.
so kind of or to soothe or self-care, whatever, the things that make you feel good. And so I was thinking then also about taking shelter
Got you.
in
Okay.
perfume.
Nice. Um, extra. What is this? Because this has actually grabbed my attention since I sprayed it.
I
Extra.
had a feeling it would. So extra is one that I was inspired by someone who I worked with, who had kind of like a sort of spicy floral personality, like, kind of
Okay.
sassy and fabulous, I guess.
Right.
And he shared with me some pictures from when he was ordained a Buddhist monk in Laos.
Mm.
And so when I was looking at the pictures, you start to imagine what's outside of the frame, and
Mhm.
all of you could see, the thinking about the rich colors of the monk's robes, so that
Mhm.
saffron and that kind of like aubergine, I guess, or burgundy, uh,
Right.
and I was imagining, all of the flowers in the air and the spices in this big like banquet, and
Mhm.
just being surrounded by people who love you,
Right.
and really just being surrounded in kindness and loving kindness, and the warmest hug you could ever have.
I could see that. I definitely. I mean, I got the floral, I got the spice, and it's a really good blend. Like I said, it reminded me of something like within a chai tea or a Bengal
Yep.
spice tea, but I think that's just because I drink that like 3 to 4 times a week that I'm so familiar with that. But I drink it for comfort. It's like I'm cold, I'm
Yeah.
sore. I just need that. I don't want the coffee to make it, like, liquid cocaine in a way, but I just want, I want something more comforting, but still with caffeine in it too. But
Yeah.
this is this is really, I enjoyed that, and I think it's just symbolic, like a lot of us here within that are in the chat right now, Danimal, Raph, Scales, we are all a part of like our own little family that we call the Cannoli Mafia, or I am
Mhm.
Joey Cannoli. And it's like, we've all seen a lot of stuff, and we all kind of like, we're there for each other at the end of the day. We hug each other. We're just around each other, and
Yeah.
they sound very soothing. They are, CK. And I guess that's where I'm going with. Like, either they all tell a story in some sort of way, but they're still meant to be like some sort of uplifting, soothing. So I get now the Shelter in Perfume
Mhm.
aspect of it, because it's 69 for the love. That's like our chant. But yeah, Yeah, no, that's definitely this, like this is like the warm hug. This is like the like never give up, stay uplifting,
Yeah.
everything like that. I kind of it's all like different puzzle pieces right now, at least from the way that I'm getting all of this too.
It's so interesting because perfumery has taught me, and other perfumers I think experiences too, has taught me a lot about myself. And I
Mhm.
find my personality coming out in my uh, creative process and
Right.
in the final product. So uh, I think that's why they come out quite airy and sweet,
Mhm.
because that's how I like to feel, you know?
Right.
So I think
Eh,
I think that's something that's interesting to explore, how a perfumer's personality is
Mhm.
reflected in their
Yeah.
blend.
And I think that's good too. That's a key thing too, cuz like especially when you're talking about some of these bigger perfumers, it's like,
Mhm,
okay, like the saying used to be, if you like one thing from the perfumer, you're gonna like or if you like multiple things, then you'll like almost anything that they release because it's
mhm.
supposed to be personality. But sometimes they'll go too far off the grid and they'll
Yeah.
try to stray away from their personality. What, like, and I get taking chances. I'm not saying that, but like to always like remember who you are or have like that callback when you're doing any artwork. I mean, not just perfumery,
Yeah.
food, music. Like me personally, I do kind of like to cook with spices.
Hmm.
So I'll always, that's like a thing for me. So then it's like, okay, if I'm like cooking for somebody else, I'll be more conscious, but it's
Hmm.
still gonna have spice in,
Of
it'll just be a
course. Yeah.
different amount or blend. uh Shouts out to
Do you
the
find,
dry
oh,
down
I'm sorry,
lowdown.
Jeff.
No, I was just saying, shouts out to the dry down lowdown. For great to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Do
Yes.
you find when you are cooking something that's kind of uh, a little bit, or when you have tried to cook something that was really not your style, did it turn out how you wanted, or not? Like if you ever felt like you were cooking something that
Hmm.
you couldn't relate to?
Right. So I've especially recently been experimenting more and trying like my hand at like even making more Asian dishes, like actual bao buns and stuff.
Mhm,
And like because of my allergies, it's more of a trial and error still for me right now, and it isn't coming out the way that I would want it to, but it ended up coming out like stuffed bread instead of how a regular bao bun would look with the twist and everything else in
yeah.
between. Still good, but a different thing. Like if maybe say for fragrance purposes, if in my head I wanted to create a fragrance, or if you wanted to create a fragrance like Extra, but then
Mhm,
it came out much more floral than spice driven,
mhm,
you know what I mean? Like less spicy and more floral, then it'll be like, okay, this isn't Extra. But this is still a good fragrance. Like I'll still keep this fragrance and use this for something else,
mhm.
but I still need to work on what I want to for the concept of Extra, and that's kind of
Yeah.
where I would.
Absolutely. That sort of taking chances, that you mentioned, because that is how we develop,
Right.
but we can't, just like you can't feel good about cooking something that doesn't feel like you,
Right.
uh, or any kind of artist, just if you can become detached from your work. And that's a
Hmm.
terrible feeling.
Yeah, no. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. And I'm big myself on always knowing what your motto is. And if you don't know what your motto is, then do what makes you happy.
Uh huh.
Somebody said that to me, and that's why it stuck with me. Not that that was something I created. I did create it, but
That's
it's a
right.
motto that I heard and that I live by.
So,
And
what is
that's
your motto then? Like your North
my
Star, what is yours?
my personal motto is kind of along the way of just always stay loyal. Always stay
Mhm.
loyal, always stay true to yourself. The rest will figure itself out. But you always have to like never not second guess yourself in the sense of like if this is what you want, just do it.
Mhm.
Be loyal to what you want, be loyal to your circle, be loyal to whatever it is. So that's why I'm saying like just be loyal to in general, being loyal
Yeah.
and because and everything will figure itself out. You know, if you're somebody who only has like $5 in your pocket, you know, just acknowledge, don't try to act like you have $5 million. Be like,
Mhm.
yes, I have $5, but it will work itself out that down the line, that $5 will, multiply in other ways or other opportunities just because of the fact that you didn't try to force a situation. You didn't try to, you know, act like something you weren't, or whatever the case may be. Same thing with everything, really. Just always be true to yourself, and the rest
Trusting the
will work.
process.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. I guess to simplify it, yes, that would be the best way to say it is just trust the process
Well, I
because.
learned that from Niles because so he and I are uh, very different,
Mm,
and but we get along really, really well because we had the same vision, we have the same sort of values, but we both have very different skill sets.
mhm,
And he's more he's more serious than I am, if you
right.
never noticed. And he's also just more relaxed than I am, and has
Mhm,
told me a few times we need to just trust the process.
right.
Like when our Heart Spark bottles were stuck in customs for a month, and I was getting like all agitated about it, and he was like, we just, I mean, there's nothing you can do. What's the point of getting, irritated about something that you can't, it's out of your control? I mean, he's
Right.
right.
Right. So speaking of Niles, um, Heart Spark.
Mhm.
So how did this come about? Who reached out to who, or like what was the inspiration behind Heart Spark? Because I know Niles stuff, his inspirations are like cities or
Mhm.
like places that he's been,
Mhm.
stuff like that. Minus the gym fragrances, which I got to get back. Okay, I know that he had like experience with the gym and stuff growing up, so that's where that came from. But like, so I guess maybe technically all of his fragrances are still inspired by where he's been. But where
Yeah.
did Heart Spark come from?
So I reached out to Niles. I hadn't even tried anything City Rhythm before, but he was just popping up more and more in my feed. And
Hmm.
so I messaged him, was like, hey, how you doing? I'm this person, whatever.
Hmm.
And we just started talking. And then I asked him, would you like to do a live together sometime and, do a swap? And he said, oh, yeah, lives doing or brands doing lives together. I am
Hmm.
here for that. And it didn't even really occur to me that maybe that was an odd request
Right.
of him, because I guess, I mean, it's not unheard of, but it's not super common, I think. So
Gotcha.
we swapped our fragrances, and we spent a week or something with them, and then we did our live. And it was just from talking, we knew that we had a lot of things in common. And
Mm-hmm.
so I started playing around, like just layering some of the fragrances, his and mine, and
Hmm.
they just work together. You could
Gotcha.
tell. So, like, coming from you get to know fragrances so very well. And I imagine, people layer their things all the time. It's interesting because I can start to identify some of the specific materials in other fragrances, or what I think they probably are.
Right.
And so I know what's in mine and how they might work well together. So we said maybe we collaborate sometime, but we didn't rush it. We didn't rush into
Hmm.
it. We just kind of gave it a lot of thought, and we really wanted it to be very much from the heart,
Got
very
you.
genuine, very where a person could tell that we put all of our care, all
Got
of
you.
our love into it. And as far as I guess the fragrance itself, as for the juice,
Mm-hmm.
Manhattan is an important personal story for Niles, in
Mm-hmm.
his, in immigrating to the United States when he was a child. And so that's a very important part of him. And it's in, that Manhattan DNA is in his other
Right.
fragrances too. And Elle is my friend's story. That's a very,
Mm.
it can get kind of deep. And some people have
Right.
actually messaged me and they said, I've been crying since I put it on, like, not because it's crying, like getting emotional, like, obviously everything doesn't affect everyone on that level, but
Right.
I think it has a capacity for people to really connect to. And that's what we
Yeah.
wanted. So we wanted to take the best of our brand's DNA.
Got you.
And as we were describing it, like City Rhythm and Shelter in Perfume fell in love, and they had a baby, and the baby is Heart Spark, and the baby has its parents' DNA, but
Okay.
it also has its own soul and
Yes.
its own life.
And you definitely get that. This is this is good. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. I'll say
Um,
that. Like, it's pleasant, and I do like Manhattan. I like that DNA from NASA. I like Miami a little more. Speaking of, thank you, Danimal. I didn't forget about you. Uh, for 199 super chat. Does she like City Rhythm Miami?
yes, I certainly do. Um, it's juicy, you
Mm,
know, and I like, actually, I just got a sample of San Diego that I need
okay.
to maybe gonna wear that tomorrow. But yeah, I do. I mean, I like all of his things. And come to find out, his perfumer, because Niles is not the perfumer, he's the brand owner, but he works with a perfumer who actually
Right.
lives a half hour away from me. And I've met him twice. Niles has never
Nice.
met his own perfumer in person. Um, so yeah, that's kind of funny.
That's funny how that always works. But yeah, this is I think this really is a great collaboration as a whole, and just great for Fragcom. It, I'm I'm not gonna like act like I'll address the elephant in the room in a little bit. There's a little bit of a division, so it's always good to see like brands still go back and be like, okay, let's actually like come together, and still see camaraderie around the fragrance community as a whole, whether it's brands, content creators, consumers. Like, it's always just good to see. I've been around since 2013, so I've seen my share of the ups and the downs and the twists and the turns, and that's why I'm saying that right now, is that
Well,
it's just pleasant to see.
we definitely share that worldview, because I
Right.
hear you shouting out people all the time, and other content creators. And Niles and I also have that point of view and I
Hmm.
think that's a really big thing that drew us and our brands together. This,
Hmm.
how it's important to both of us not to be like this cutthroat business. And,
Right.
everybody is my competitor. My only competitor is me.
Mm.
And so we both want to lift up other brands. I mean, there's plenty of light for everyone to shine. And in fact, it
Exactly.
just makes us better, you know?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it's going to provide opportunities like Heart Spark, or like further collaborations between you two or any other brands, that's all the more motivation and reason to, do it.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
it's it's great. And it was, just like any project you work on, every pairing is not always great. Like sometimes you don't end up it just isn't, you tried, but
It
but it
doesn't
just
work.
didn't, or you don't share the same. It's taught me a lot about who the kind of person I want to work with on future projects.
Right.
So, you know, there's so much that goes into that I think if you're a person like I am who wants to rush to say yes to everything, it's important to carefully, notice a lot about people and the things that we say and do and how we behave online or offline, or how we talk about people, or, those things come out in any sort of project that you work on together, for better or worse.
Absolutely. And yeah, Niles, I've known Niles a little bit more. Like I've had a few conversations with him, and I especially know GZ. He's referring to George Zaharoff.
Yes.
Great man, great individual. Have my little Funko Pops protecting all the bottles up there. But yeah, he's a great person, and like the three of y'all plus a few other brands, but mainly the three of y'all are the ones that I've especially been seeing, and I just got to commend y'all and say thank you, because it still shows, just the whole camaraderie side of everything, and which is
Thank
it's
you.
important, and that's Hot Spark
There's
is
no
good.
reason to hoard everything for ourselves. Like there's enough for everyone. So
Right.
It's better for your soul, and it's better for the community, and
Exactly.
whatever kind of community you're in. It's funny. I've heard from a handful of men who are having like a real reaction to HeartSpark, not like an allergic reaction,
Right.
but like a
Burst into flames or something.
lovey
Just
reaction.
right. Yeah,
We did not do that on purpose. I don't know. I mean, sexy is something different to everybody. I just can't believe in a sexy fragrance. It's in the eye of the nose of the beholder.
Right. So this basically is almost like an aphrodisiac of sorts, you would say, maybe.
I mean, it seems to be having that effect unexpectedly.
Okay.
I did not expect people to tell me that, but I mean, that's great, because it's a connection. It's emotional, in addition to like smelling good, and so when you're able to make your own memories with a fragrance, it's even deeper.
Great to see you, Mr. Miami. Absolutely not. No. But great to see you. This is Emily from Shelter In Perfume. She has her own brand. And she sent me over 3 samples, going over the samples, discussing them, and having conversations, just casual conversations.
Happy to.
Yes, kumbaya. Kumbaya. Yes, kumbaya. Mr. Miami wears like floral shirts, and he very peaceful guy. Very peaceful is one of the ways. But yes, the mayor is here. That's the other thing we call him.
Hello,
the
Mayor. Nice.
Mayor
Thanks
of
for
Miami.
joining us.
Right. Can we all get along? I hope so. That's why we're here. We have this group here, the Cannoli Mafia. We have Emily here. We have a few others, and no. Okay. And we have another guest here. He's a longtime subscriber of mine. And we actually had a lot of good conversations too. So let's see what's going on.
What the hell are you talking
Jim.
about? Hey, what's up, Joe? How are you doing?
Great to see you, Jim. How are you?
Oh man, just a long day. It's not even over here. It's about 3:30, so it's been a long day. So
nice. Jim, this is Emily. Emily, this is Jim.
Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Emily.
Jim, I have to admit that these fragrances, would be completely different from some of the stuff that we've smelled through the years. I
Yeah.
will say in a good way, not like, wow, these are so different, like these are crap, but like these are actually some good fragrances. They have a lot of like heart and soul to it, no pun intended with the Heart Spark release.
Oh,
But
cool. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
funny because I think we were having this discussion when I joined in last week or so. It's man, I've got like over 750 bottles, and I've really slowed down because it's just so difficult to find something that's unique. And then there's that category. It's like, man, it's like really love this as a frag head. It's
Mhm.
unique, but then it's like I can't wear it. I can't find an occasion to wear it, or you're around people and they kind of give you the evil eye, or the and my wife's kind of like that. She says, "Oh, that's different,"
Mhm.
and so it's like don't wear it. So yeah, and I have enough of those things where it's like, well, I just wear this for me to sit around the house. It's like, well, I'm a lonely guy.
It's
Right.
a strange thing, isn't it, to have so much but yet nothing.
Oh yeah,
750
Mhm.
bottles, but nothing to wear.
oh yeah, and
Right.
it's funny because it's for the longest time. It's I just carried in my gym bag. It's like I carried in the springtime. I carried Mugler cologne just because,
Mm.
it didn't matter. You just needed to smell like soap, and then in the winter I'd carry Eau de Beau, L'Occitane Eau de Beau,
Mm.
and I did that for years, and finally about a year or two ago I switched up, but I'm carrying the same two fragrances, and it's funny. I'm actually carrying fragrance one. What is it? Date for Men in my bag.
Mhm.
For the spring and summertime. And then
Mhm.
then in the fall, I'm carrying. What the hell am I carrying now? No, I forgot. Must not be that good. But yeah, you just get in those situations where you just need to smell good and not really think about it. So
Right.
Yeah. The
Absolutely.
easy
Absolutely.
reach.
yeah.
Mhm.
So what's? I'm sorry, I joined in a little bit late. What's unique about this line?
So the thing about them, they actually tell like stories, or they represent people and different. The fragrances are different from a different perspective, just depending on which one. Um, and overall, like she's doing it with a different twist. There are like more florals incorporated and more fruits.
Hmm.
Um, Extra would probably be one of the ones that you may like more personally, because it's definitely the one that I like the most. It's like a spicy floral fragrance, a spicy, even like rose, if you will. I'm getting like an array of flowers, but it's like a really nice spice though. Like overall spices. We're talking cinnamon, nutmegs, some not cardamom necessarily, because
Yeah.
it's not really powdery,
Right.
but
Yeah. When you
it's yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it's funny when you say tell a story. You've got those houses like the one that pops into mind. As far as telling stories is what is it? Imaginary authors,
Right.
and yeah, and it's kind of like what was that one they had? Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it now. I really loved it. It smelled like dusty old musky books and marshmallow.
Memoirs of a Trespasser,
Yeah, the
the
Mhm.
bingo.
vanilla
There you
one.
go. Yeah, and I'm like, wow, this is really great. Brought back like all kinds of memories, etc. But
Hmm.
it's like, man, I'm gonna buy this, and then it's just like I couldn't buy it because it's like I couldn't wear it anywhere, other
Right.
than just sitting there sniffing my arms. So that would, but likewise some of their other offerings were really unique. I don't know, what was it
Yeah.
like, Canary in a Coal Mine or something?
Yeah,
Is that what?
co-branded canary was the gasoline with the leather and the
Yeah,
tobacco leaf, orris root
yeah.
in
And then
there. Yeah,
And then they had another one that smelled like tennis balls.
Yeah.
soft lawn.
Yeah, thank you. You got a better memory than I do. And it's like, and I have a lot of these scents like that, and I really, really enjoy them. And that's one of the problems when you get so many scents is, finding something unique, but then it's like finding a time to wear it. So
Right.
Yeah. It can get to be almost too much art.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
exactly.
a perfumer's perfumer. And Josh is from here in Portland. I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And uh there's a springtime in Portland
Hmm.
is one, and then also
Oh, it
with
smells like rain.
Right.
and whiff of waffle cone
Oh, okay.
is another that's it's just, if you like a kind of a sweet, like it smells like a waffle cone, So
That's funny. I've been to that area a few times, and I always remember it always smelled, yeah, like vendor like sweets, were in the air, and I remember it always had like a fresh after rain smell, at least when I was there. So
yeah,
Right. Right.
that
I
sounds like Portland. We love food and we live in the rain.
hell yeah.
I was gonna say in more recent times it smells like riots. But that's a different story.
That's a lot of sweat and needing a shower,
Mm.
Oh,
probably.
oh yeah. What is it? What is it? One of the reviewers, Early Greek. He goes by the title Early Greek. Thomas. Do you
Hmm.
know him?
I
Do you know
don't
him, Joe?
actually. I'll have to check. I'll have to check him out.
Early Greek fragrance reviews. He's an OG, old school guy. Likes the Terre de Mes and
Yeah.
older school for the most part. So obviously you don't get this, like massive audience, being a little older school because we're all
Hmm.
dying off, us old guys. But he really has a great perspective. But he lives outside somewhere there in the suburbs in Oregon. But he drives into to Portland. So yeah, he tells me about all the fun. In fact, I think he drives a bus, much like Chad.
Hmm.
He drives a bus. So you couldn't pay me enough to do that job over there. Couldn't
Mm-mm.
pay
That's
me
not an
enough.
easy job.
Oh no, I have. I know what I'm good at and what I could never do, and I could never be a teacher. Not that I don't love kids, but I just don't like your kids. Yeah, it'd be like, yeah, those things. It's like the parents. Where are the parents? Why are your kids like this? But yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna look through the. You posted a link to the to where to sample and purchase this line.
I can
Actually, I
put a link.
haven't yet.
I can put it.
If you can,
Come on. What are you
you put
doing
it
here?
in the private chat because like only the host could post it, but I'll be able to grab it from the private chat and then perfect.
Hey, what's going on, Miami? How you doing?
Copy link. Yes. So this everyone is the link to Shelter and Perfumes, Emily's store. Feel free. We went through the pricing a little earlier, but if you want to say it again for us one more time, please and thank
Sure
you.
thing. So the 2 ml samples are between $4 and $5, and then the 30 mils are the Heart Spark 30 mil is 70, and the other 30 mils are 50. And
Mhm.
for Heart Spark and for L, $5 from each of those bottles goes to the Portland Refugee Support Group.
Nice. So it's also serving a cause. We have an unaverage alien, also known as an unaverage mayor.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'm a conservative fragrance reviewer,
Yeah.
and my name is unAVERAGE Alien.
Hello.
Hmm.
Hello. Just messing with you, man.
It's
I
okay.
know
It's all day long. I hear it.
Portland is a liberal city,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
And
for the most part.
the thing is, with these kind of fragrances, like what's his name, Victor Wong, they're good for like a couple wearings, and it's like, all right, that's about it. Like, it's an experience for a couple of wearings, and then it's like,
You get tired
I'd
of
say,
it.
I'd say this
yeah.
is different though, because those are like actual like, oh, I'm gonna smell like a rhinoceros. These are like actual like feelings or emotions. I mean, yeah, granted, some of these may, you don't like if you're saying Heart Spark is like an aphrodisiac, you don't want to be on Blue Chew mode, 24/7 when
There's a
wearing
time and a
it.
place.
But there's a time and a place to wear it. But you
What
don't
is a
want to.
blue chew?
It's Blue Skittle.
Okay.
You might be a little bit more
Conservatives
familiar
don't
to
know
it
about
than
this
me,
stuff,
but oh yeah, I'm sure. But it's something that uh it's like an emergency gas, for men that, help give them energy.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
when for attraction purposes.
Oh,
you know,
okay. Okay.
yeah.
That's
So,
interesting. Yeah, it sounds interesting. There's like new perfumers every day. It's interesting. You know, we have Trill out there, and I don't know where he's from, but
I don't
yeah,
know.
it's always interesting. There's,
Mhm.
you know, everybody wants to create a perfume, and they're interesting.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, I definitely say that Emily's
Do you
got a
wear
lot.
yours?
To,
Do you wear your perfumes yourself, or
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, most of the time I am wearing something that I'm testing. So I am something that's already bottled and in the shop. I don't wear all that often because I'm always on to the next thing. But I also like to support other indie perfumers. So I wear
yeah,
their things too. And I try, you have to experience other perfumers' styles, and there's always something that you can learn from them. Somebody's style is very, very different from your own. There's always something that you can learn. So I
yeah,
do wear my own things. The idea is really to hopefully, kind of like Joe was saying, that with feelings and such, that um,
facts don't care
that a
about your
person will
feelings.
feel a connection to a
Yeah,
fragrance,
yeah.
because you have.
Let me say something real quick. I know
Oh,
you can
sure.
go on. Okay, so this is the deal. 17 mil bottles are perfect, you know, because I think like Victor Wong, he sells 50 mil bottles and 30 mil bottles, and it's like nobody wants to smell like a rhinoceros for like a whole year, you know. It's a good experience. I'm just giving you real advice, like, you
Yeah.
know, no BS. Like my buddy, his name is Michael Dinsmore. Shout out to Making Sense. He has a good philosophy, you know, where he puts high quality bottles, and he gives you like 17 mils. Yours will probably cost more, but obviously, you know, they're probably, you know, natural ingredients or whatever. So I mean, that's it, you know, a good 17 mil bottle, so people don't have to spend an arm and a leg to, there's another guy we know, his name is Trill the Shill. And, he sells his bottles for $300. Nobody's ever smelled them. And, for $400, nobody's ever going to drop $400. So you got to somehow get people turned on to your fragrances. And I think like a 17 mil bottle, even 30 mils too much, 17 mil bottle, and start off from there.
Yeah, I do have 15s also.
Okay.
And 30. I don't have anything larger than a 30
15.
personally,
That's
because I
cool.
don't buy anything larger than that. Like,
okay.
Like you're saying, that's 250, 100. I've never
Exactly.
bought anything that large in my life. If somebody wanted it, they can ask and I'll figure something out for them. But I like to keep my prices also very reasonable. I mean, first of all, I'm new. Like, who the hell am
First
I?
of all, we're going through inflationary times with Joe Biden. So people don't have money. We have our money for our needs. Not our perfumes and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's reality. If you want to know about reality, it's people don't have money to drop on a $200 perfume, and we try to tell Trill that, but
Oh, I think perfume is a luxury, and no
but
matter what,
food's gone up,
what the
gas is
economy
gone.
is,
Yeah,
nobody
it's a luxury.
needs
Yeah.
it. Nobody needs it.
But now gas is like, I don't know what it is over there in Portland, but yeah, it's like there's people are short on money, but they like to try your stuff because you make them sound real interesting, but they have to be affordable.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure you're using high quality ingredients. That's why I mentioned, and you said, yeah, you do offer less or smaller bottles. And I think that's very wise.
Well, it's a lot to I mean, I don't like spending any amount of money on something that I'm not going to ever wear again. I don't care if it's $10 or $1,000. If,
Yeah.
you know, if it's a blind buy, I don't know, maybe I just like worry too much about spending money and I don't like spending.
Well, I think everybody is naturally frugal. You put out a video. If I put out a video tomorrow and I said top 10 fragrances for top 10 cheap fragrances for people on a budget, I would get a lot of views, right? So, because, you know, we have a friend, his name is Ross, and that's what he specializes. My buddy Christian O, he specializes that, and he gets a lot of views because people are a little skeptical about.
Everybody loves a bargain, and if it doesn't cost a lot and you love it, then that's great. You know, I'm with you.
Walter Wingman, I'm being rude. I'm not being rude. I'm just being honest, and I'm being critical, and I'm being myself, and that's the way I always am. If you can't be blunt, I mean, maybe I'm sorry if I'm blunt, if I offended your feelings. I don't think you got your feelings offended, right?
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
no, I mean, I don't sell large bottles, and I think
that's
that
cool.
is your primary objection.
That's a great model. Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
And I like the cause, like you said. If you buy Heart Spark in L, portion
both
of it
of
is
them.
donated.
So Heart Spark and L also, because it started out that that I was giving back to the Portland Refugee Support Group with L sales because of my friend.
What is the Portland Refugee Support Group?
Yes, that's right.
What is that?
And
when you say Portland, so I mean, there's homeless people in Portland.
yes.
I'm just curious. Okay, so you're giving money to the Portland Refugee Support Group. What is that?
They are an organization that provides different kinds of community supports for families who are relocated here with refugee status.
Like illegal refugees.
No, refugees.
Refugees, no. Legal
refugees. Refugees have to go through quite an extensive process to get refugee status. So they have to wait a long time to get permission. So no, they are here because they've fled horrid conditions and they have waited their turn.
Okay. Got you. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. So, I mean, it's just a good cause. You know?
Niles knew that I give back to that group and he wanted to do the same thing. I said, you don't have to. That's what, I committed to that. So don't feel like you have to, but he wanted to, so we could double our impact.
Got you. Okay.
There's a lot of homeless veterans in Portland.
Yes, I know. Okay. It is extensive. It is a lot.
I tell you, if I buy any more fragrance, I'll be a homeless veteran. My wife will kick me right out the door. No, but hey, I love supporting indie players and stuff that's unique and different. And it's funny because one of the ones I really like, and people have different tastes, but there was a gal named Aziza. I forgot her last name, but her claim to fame is she makes her own natural perfumes and she doesn't use alcohol. It's rose water base and jojoba oil, and they perform excessively well. And it was really interesting. There's a couple fragrances I really liked. The only thing I didn't like the aspect to it was, it's like, incense, some heavy notes, or leather. But then she really uses a lot of heavy florals in the base. So to me, that was like a little bit more difficult to deal with, even though I like the basic composition. But, I called her up. In fact, she's in Michigan, and I was up in the area one day. I visited John, Kerosene. He's up in that area. and then she has a store over there where she makes all her goods and candles and things. And I went up there, and she makes bespoke fragrances too. So I said, all right, here's, I'm not going to tell you what to do. These are the thoughts and feelings and things like that, it
Yeah.
evokes. And I want like, I want like heavy myrrh, and strong
Mhm.
incense and cut down on a floral tone. So she made me a bespoke fragrance, and she says, what do you want to call it? And I said,
No,
American.
bespoke. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, so that's really nice. And all her fragrances, they're smaller, 1 ounce size, and they're all very reasonably priced. So yeah, I love sampling like that, and plus I know a lot of young guys, and I work with young guys, and if I don't like it, boy, I just give it to the stinky one.
Hmm. That makes sense.
That's a nice way to do it.
Well, I had so many nephews, but now they're kind of like old and on their own, But for a while there, I had 6 nephews, and it's like I take the stuff I didn't like or it just didn't fit me, and I'd give it to them. So, but they
Hmm.
can afford their own fragrance right now. I think they need to give some payback to their uncle.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there was one fragrance that had like a cannabis note that I heard. What was the
Yeah,
story
I
behind
was
that?
yeah. So that one is one I uh took me a very, very long time to get it to where I liked it.
Right.
And because I started working on it before there were a lot of different things that I learned. And when I added some natural ingredients, because I work with both natural and man made, I use whatever suits the composition, whatever is the best fit. And
Hmm.
so when I added some natural vetiver root and I tinctured some cannabis, that really changed it. So it had finally like a personality. So yeah, cannabis is legal in the state of Oregon. I don't smoke
Hmm.
myself, but I have a ridiculous amount of cannabis in my house um,
Right.
because you can grow it here, and I use it for. I don't even really particularly like the smell of cannabis, but I wanted to try working with it.
Right.
So there is one, and that one was in a naming contest recently. There are samples of it in the shop. It's funny
Okay.
because I'm a little bit like kind of insecure about that one because it's uh, not something that I would wear personally. So I tend to assume that it's bad because I wouldn't
Mm,
wear it, but that's not
okay.
really true. So other
Right.
people have liked it who've been trying it. So that one I will launch it will just be a very limited edition.
Okay.
It's called Sonida Vetiver.
Right.
It's very aromatic green, but
Right.
like a muted green.
Right. 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 No, and I mean, especially after trying some of your work today, now more than, and also uh the ingredient used, not just cannabis, but the particular cannabis. That's one of my
Uh,
go-tos.
this Blue Dream or something.
Blue Dream. Blue Dream, strawberry cough. Yes, I have a thing for strawberries and I have a thing for kiwis, but Blue Dream, strawberry cough, those are like my two uh go-tos when I do. I don't right now just because again, recovery right now
Right.
with this. And lots of blood tests and it'll like mess with the blood test and
You
everything. And
don't want
I want this to go as smooth as possible because I still have other things to go follow through with
yeah.
on like making sure that I'm well compensated for the delay of getting my shoulder repaired.
You are
So
smart to do that
so
and don't give anybody any
reason
ammunition.
to say anything. So I'm waiting, but when I do again, Blue Dream or Strawberry Cough is two of
You
my
have the
favorite.
rest of your life to do that.
Yeah,
You have a
especially in New
whole
York
full
because it's legal
decades
too.
left of life to do that.
It's legal in New York also. So, but when I heard that, I was like, okay, and then with the name Vetiver, because I was like watching that episode the last like 2 days, like 2 days ago, uh, when it came up, and I was like, okay, this
Oh,
is
which was
interesting.
that?
The one you did with Brian, my 2 cents. It was
Oh,
a
right,
live stream,
right,
and
right.
you announced the winners of the other two names, and you did
Yes.
everything like that. So And which again, I appreciate you because people like you, people like Niles, people like George have your thumb or finger, on the pulse. And I don't mean City Rhythms fragrance. I mean like the actual pulse of Fragcom,
Yeah.
you know, it's a refreshing thing to see and to, incorporate, interaction amongst the community. Hey, let's create a name, let's do a giveaway, and
Yeah. I
it's
like
a good
people to
thing.
work for my giveaways though.
Right.
I don't make it super easy. So
I get
I like
that.
to do little, I don't know, little,
Mhm.
contest different things. And I mean, I like to give things away. I love gifting, but
Right.
I don't like to make it easy.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it's well priced, like you said. It stands for something. There's heart, again, no pun intended. There's soul, there's feeling behind it. And uh hold on, Jim just wrote a paragraph. I want a bespoke suits humanity with the accords of leather, spices, whiskey, incense. Sounds like you're describing the Oscars, Jim. Uh Not sure what it smells like, but I envision it smelling like Will Smith. Okay, so him and I were going with the same joke. Okay.
Oh,
That's
come on.
funny.
Yeah, I got to make a joke here. Hey,
No, of
hey,
course.
thanks for putting up with me. I just noticed the time and I got to grab some pistols and head to the pistol range.
I gotta
Alrighty,
get back
Jim.
too.
Yeah, I'm here.
I could
I'm
just
here. I'm here in Texas. We love our guns. I'll tell you.
Perfect. So I mean, honestly, I was gonna wrap it up anyways. It's usually 1:30. We have like a crazy collaboration or scheduled 24-hour stream or something, I usually go no more than 2 hours. So I would love to have you back on, Emily,
I would
anytime.
love
You're more
that.
than welcome. I'm gonna cover these fragrances a lot more. It's not just gonna stop with this one wearing, especially extra. And Heart Spark. But great job. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. And
Thank you.
keep doing what you're doing. Later, Jim. Keep doing what you're doing because it really is something awesome to see. And
Thank you.
I will. Oh,
I'll
wait a
get
minute.
you one. I'll get you one of those vetiver ones too. I'll get you a couple other
Perfect.
things too.
Hola, Laura. This is
Yeah.
Laura from Argentina.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
How are
I'm
you?
always with the same hoodie because I use like a pajama, everything. So and I clean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was on YouTube and I show up because I want to show you something.
Yes,
This is
go
so
ahead.
ridiculous about perfume. Look.
Mm. We've turned her into a frag head. She's not even from Fragcom, and Joey met her on the show and been a part of
Yeah.
our family for like the last 2 years. Never knew she wore fragrance. And
That's
now
cute.
she's like, I have
So I
this, I
got
have that.
all these. Okay. Look at this. This is a
Oh, wow.
replica, a copy of Nina Ricci.
Mhm.
And look at this. Wait, I will clean my camera.
Yeah.
We have two apples. The original
Ooh,
and this that say fragrance, international fragrance.
fragrance.
Use, you know,
Mhm.
keep up out of Richard of children, you know,
Right.
and you got this. You know, this is the box, the copy, and this is original Nina Ricci, you know?
Nina Ricci. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you
This is
tried
for
any of
you.
these, Emily? By chance?
Nina Ricci quite a while ago.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you have this apple, the copy,
Oof.
and taste the same. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and this, you know?
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Much prettier.
But,
Yeah.
definitely.
this tastes better, obviously, but this
Right.
is mixed with, I don't know, very alcohol, and
Mm-hmm.
is
Probably.
if you use the copy
Mm-hmm.
in a few minutes when you go out,
Mm-hmm.
will stay, in your skin, like, I don't know, 30 minutes and then
Mm-hmm.
disappear,
Gone.
Mm.
And this is the original Lina Ricci too. The
Mm-hmm.
uh, I'm thinking,
You're good.
with this came with
Mhm.
this,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and look, this is so cute.
Oh, anything small is cute.
Right.
Yeah,
A little personal
Little
bottle.
baby.
yeah, and look at this color. I guess that this is another one of Nina Ricci because it's violet. It's,
Right.
I don't know.
Sometimes the color can look different depending on the size of the bottle. I don't understand why that is, to do with physics and light or something.
Mhm.
This is the violet one. This is so. I think that is another smell. Another
Oh, a
perfume.
flanker.
Yeah, something like that. And this is mine. This cost me like $30 because it's a Meteor Pearl, the perfume roller pearl.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's I use a lot, but look at this. The bottle
I like Miss Dior. I like Miss
Yeah.
Dior.
and
I'm
it
sorry to
looks like
interrupt. I have to get
No,
going get back to it. I'm really
you're
glad
fine,
to
Emily.
see you. Nice to meet you, Laura.
You're fine, Emily. Woo.
Okay. This seems to Givenchy, the old
Mhm.
perfumes that came
Mhm.
with this bottle, but it
Mhm.
doesn't taste the same.
Right.
It's good.
Mhm.
I use so, but it's cool. When I bought, I thought I didn't read about roller perfume. I was
Right.
like, oh shit, that's why that cost me $33. And we have this, the 212.
Ooh, the 212. 212 is sexy.
I
like that.
love Carolina Herrera perfume
Yes. Yes.
a lot, but my mom has had once the two balls.
Mhm.
It was all gray, the perfume,
Yeah.
and it's the 212. Um, I love Nina Ricci. The
Oh wait,
perfume,
I'm on
I
my
mean,
phone. I can't hear anything. Damn. Hold on,
Damn.
Joe.
this nuts. This
Uh-huh.
I love. I mean, this I love so much. I mean, the fragrance stay like this is a shit.
Hell yeah. So which one's your favorite out of like your absolute, if you could only have one? If you could only pick
I
one.
love Donna Garan.
Okay.
The apple, the green apple. I didn't buy that perfume because it's very expensive. I want Givenchy, and that's because and Nina Ricci,
Mhm.
not this.
Not that one. Right.
And I have another ones that is like this, the copy of, I don't know, Nina
Mhm.
Ricci, Good Girl.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Like
Hmm.
I want Donna Garan, the green apple. Is the best.
Hell yeah. Speaking of the
Hell yeah.
best, hey guys, Danimal, Joey,
Oh,
What's going on?
yo, for some
Lord,
reason, there's no audio coming out of the speakerphone, so I can't even
that's
hear you guys if I wanted to. Shout out to Dan with the gym. What up, Joe? What up, Laura? I can't
Hey,
hear a damn thing.
sorry, man. Dan, all girls are frag head now.
Yeah, she is. Laura, we're happy. We're proud that you have some perfume.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said. Say it
I'm
again.
happy that you have some perfumes. We're proud of you.
Yes, yes. So everyone, yeah, I mean, y'all had a little bit of everything. Y'all had an unboxing. Laura came on. Emily came on. Thank you, Emily. Jim. Shouts out to the unAVERAGE alien. Joey. Always a pleasure to have Joey on. And
Look at this. Look at this box.
good girl. Yes.
And look at this.
Yeah, I know. It's so much bigger.
This is when you go to, I don't know, Arab people,
Mhm.
the mall, and you buy this, the copy
Hell yeah.
of.
Hell yeah.
Yo, StreamYard did me bogus, Joe. I got you on my ear like we're talking on a cell phone right now. I can't look or turn my camera on, but I can hear you.
Hey, okay.
How you doing, bud?
That's right. Hey, man, it's
Yeah.
good. It's Thursday. What's up?
Hell yeah.
You all right, though?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I just wanted to come through and show support. I seen you were live, but then M had hopped off, and I was like, oh damn.
Right.
I like how. Go ahead, Joe.
Nah, go ahead.
I'll say I like how happy Laura looks with her perfumes.
I know, right? She's got like 6 bottles, Joey. She's got Miss Dior, Carolina Herrera, 212 Sexy,
And the gobi.
Yo.
Nina Ricci. She's got a little bit of everything now. She came in like
Look at
Yeah.
this.
like
Look at
Christmas.
this. Look at this.
She came in flexing.
Everything.
yeah.
And
Damn. That magnetic
like-
cap. That magnetic cap.
magic.
So yeah, everyone. I mean, about an hour and a half. I will say that I have a Olfactophiles Tar coming on Tuesday, so it won't just be Taco
yeah.
Tuesday
Hey.
or Toxic Tuesdays. It will be Tar Tuesdays. So stay
Ooh.
tuned for that.
I
Again,
even
thank
Taco
you.
Tuesdays.
Right.
I know the slide. I didn't know what you were talking, but it still came out.
Yo, good shot, Dan.
Hi,
Laura,
bitch.
Laura unboxing all of her bottles now. She's going ahead and making it known.
Oh, this is for hot sex.
Oh yeah.
What up, bitch?
Hey.
I know you.
Oh shit! For hot sex. Damn. I'm not even working out anymore.
This is like, bitch, you wanna come home? You put this. And you.
Uh-oh. Hi, Juju.
Oh, qué rico.
What?
Es muy rico. No puedo parar de oler. I can't stop to smell.
Yo, can you hear me? I know I'm a man.
Oh,
I know
shit.
there's a man voice coming out of here. Where they at though? Yo, what's up? Yo, I got a sex change. What up? We out here.
You stream
Yo,
new me.
y'all
Look at the box.
Oh, wow.
Look at the box.
New stream, new me.
Hell yeah.
It's like
Velvet?
I can hear you guys.
Hell yeah. Good.
a pillow.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, it's a pillow.
like a pillow, you know?
She got it. Is
Could
that
you-
that good?
That's a good girl. Yeah,
Carolina good
Laura's
girl.
a bad girl though.
I know. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Can you imagine if Laura
I'm on
made
my way to
a
Costco to get a big old dog.
hell yeah?
Hey.
Everything on it.
Yeah, you know it.
Hell yeah.
Hey, could you imagine if Laura made a YouTube video and said that what she said? She was like, "This is for hot sex." How many views should it get? How many guys would just like?
She'd be like,
Right.
"Hey bitches, it's me."
Yo, y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. But yo, I appreciate all y'all for coming through. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this right now because the rest of this is pay-per-view. You got to pay for
Right.
more entertainment, but I'm not
True.
gonna do that to y'all today.
Yeah.
Stay tuned because I am Joey Canoli. We'll be going live later tonight.
Hey.
It is Mutant
Hell
Night, And Laura, thank you for coming through and showing us your collection. And like I said, shouts out to Emily. I love her brand, what she's doing, especially with her and Niles and Heartspark. Great stuff. Look forward to trying more. And with all of that being said, I will see you all later. Like I said, Tuesday, Tara Tuesdays. Stay tuned.
Hell
And
yeah. Great job,
have a
Joe.
good one. Thank you. I'll see y'all later.